Oh boy, now he did it. Oh, thank you so much for putting that show on last night, sir. Thank you so much. Something very specific you said in that show. Oh, there were many things you said in that show that work against you, but let me tell you something. You're accusing me and my lawyer of paying immigration 300,000 pesos to get you arrested. You were addressing this to my lawyer, not just me. How do you think a lawyer, a man who represents the law, who's your biggest fucking enemy, was going to react to something like that? I'm making a trip this week. Let me tell you something, without telling you too much, but I think you'll figure it out. Or why don't I just be straight with you? 300,000 pesos could put an RPG up your skinny ass. Why in the world would I pay 300,000 pesos to my lawyer you stated that he was involved with bribing immigration to arrest you? Oh, I tell you what, you give a man a fish, he'll eat for the day. You give him a fishing rod and he'll eat for a lifetime. But your statements have resonated not very well with him, nor with me. So now you're accusing me of bribe. You of all people, who we've actually got on camera. On camera, mind you, on camera. About the 50,000 that CW gave you. I'll make a little deal with you right now. You don't have to believe me. Stop posting on here, face your charges, go through everything you have to go through. The legal system. Stop posting about me, and I will not put an extra case on you on my own about the bribery. And my attorney will not take any other actions. Let me tell you something about my attorney, without giving too much. He doesn't like you. Not because, he's representing me, but he's heard everything you say. He thinks you are a very vile American. He thinks you are extremely undesirable. It's his pleasure to put you away. It's his pleasure to represent me, and not just for the money. Because he's gotten to a point where it's not just professional-client relationship. He has taken this thing personally. Well, you have on many occasions, which means more than one. Many means more than one. Several occasions, which means more than once, made an insinuation that he was paying off money to immigration to arrest you. Remember that? I'll make a little deal with you right now. Because right now, I am fired up. That's why I've been doing so many shows. I am fired up. You're right. I'm fired up. Why am I fired up? Because you haven't learned, and you really need to learn. There need to be more repercussions to the things that you say. Yes, I am in the motherfucking driver's seat. I am in the driver's seat when it comes to you. Shit, 300,000? Shit, bribe immigration? For 300,000. If any one of us blokes out here wanted to really do something, 300,000 could get an RPG up your fucking ass. But I don't resort to violence. That's not who I am. I don't resort to violence. And I'm not going to make any threats of violence whatsoever. I'm just saying. One guy wrote to me on the last show I did about Jay. He said, if somebody called me what you called, if somebody called him what you called me and labeled me, they said, fuck the court system. They'd handle it on their own, permanently. That's one of the comments that was made on my channel. I simply wrote back and say, yeah, I know. But there's repercussions to that. Trouble with you, sir, is that you can't shut your mouth. That's the common denominator of all of this. You can't shut your mouth. You're very reactive. Oh, I knew when I put a show on that you were going to be reactive. I almost planned on it. And you fall into that trap every single time. You're right. I don't like you. I don't have to like you. In fact, I despise you. That's why you're sitting in jail. You're not sitting in jail because somebody was paid off. You're sitting in jail because you deserve to be in jail. Because you broke the law. You're not even at the trial level yet, and you're running your mouth. And you know there's going to be a trial. Well, it's certainly going to be a court appearance, and it goes from there. You think, if I was talking to you one-to-one, and I asked you to ask this question, or if somebody sat down with you and asked you this question and said, do you really think that you're helping your situation out by doing and continually doing what you're doing? It's a good question. So I'll ask you that. myself here. Do you actually think you're helping your situation by putting on shows when you're not supposed to be using a cell phone for the purpose? Yeah, I know. In many cases, they allow you to use a cell phone if you have a lawyer, to call your lawyer, even to order food, because they don't really pretty much feed you there. That's normal cell phone usage, that they give you a privilege, underline the word privilege, to use. But you went above and beyond your privileges with that phone. Knowing fully well now, if you ever had any doubts before, knowing that you have 5 charges against you, criminal charges, 5 criminal charges, and yet you still do this. Now, that, son, is called stupidity. It's called stupidity. You're dense. You're not a very intelligent person. That's why you are where you are now. No, there's no felonies against me. There's no felony warrants against me having to do with a civil case in Hawaii. There's no warrants out for my arrest. Jesus Christ. But coming from your mouth, we understand. It's a civil matter. All that happens with that, it goes to an agency. Interest builds up on that. And yes, over time, you'll owe more money. I don't plan to live in Hawaii anymore. So scratch that off your hit list, all right? I'm happy just where I am. And if they found a way to force me to pay on a fraudulent, frivolous lawsuit the amount of money made on a default judgment, default only because I could not show up, but I did have the balls to show up on Zoom, which I thought was perfectly legal. As it turned out, you have to plan that. Otherwise, I would have had my say. It would not have come to that. Again, they didn't win anything on this. There's no felony out on me. I didn't commit a crime. This was not a criminal legal hearing. It was civil, bonehead. It was civil. There's no warrants out for my arrest. There's no felonies because of the amount on the judgment. There are no felonies. But I will say in your case, though, there's a felony in America. The place that you're such in a big rush to go to. The amount of money you have owed. It goes a combination of how many years and how much you owe. That creates a felony warrant for you when you go to the United States. So I understand your quest to want to get out of jail. I think we all do. But so what? You wouldn't be going back to America. You go to Singapore, you go somewhere else if you were able to leave the country. But you may have to go back to America. That might be the only destination that they're willing to pay. Well, you'll have to pay one way or the other. Go to. Keep that in mind. So I'll make a little challenge with you here. Maybe I even shouldn't. Stop making videos on here, mocking me again. And I will not put a separate case against you. That's the deal. Money is not the problem. Money is not the problem here. That's not the problem. It's my willingness to proceed with other legal ventures on you. That's all it is. I don't care about the money. I'm not Rockefeller here with money, but I'm okay. What I put out, I can make back. That's not a problem. You just continually won't stop. How many things you said in one show? And yes, it was recorded. I know you took it off. A little bit too late for that. Hit and run. That's what you're trying to do. A hit and run, right? Doing a hit and run? Didn't work. In fact, I found out from my attorney that yes, in situations involving bribery, where you're pointing a finger to a legal official, an attorney, and you're saying that he bribed immigration, they will take the audio. They will take the audio on that. That I found out for sure. I thought that it had to be on camera. Certain things do, yes, that's true. This is a guy who, business is the law. He's your worst fucking enemy. I'm not, he is. He's in control of this shit, what happens to you, by his representation of me and what he says and does in court. You have smeared his reputation. He's not happy about it, I will tell you that. Boy, you just make things worse for yourself all the time. People have tried to warn you, everyone really, shut your mouth. But you can't possibly do that. It's impossible, seemingly, for you to shut your mouth. So when you wind up in a worse situation that you're at, then you're going to have to sit and ask yourself, I should have shut my mouth. I know, dreams of marrying your girlfriend, and you know what love is. Yeah, you know what love is. You have no fucking clue what love is. Everybody, women or men, are tools to you. Whether they're Filipinos, Filipinas, whether they're Americans, Australians, who they are, expats. business people. You have taken advantage of so many fucking people. I would never want to be in your shoes. Ever. You wore your welcome out in this country from the minute that you actually entered this country and you ruined a woman's life from the first fucking day that you hit Philippine soil. Boy, there's not enough words I could say about you. There's just not enough. There's not enough. There's not enough, and I'm doing the best I can to paint the picture of you. You're never going to change. I know that. You know that. But this is the way I think it's been for you all your life. Always been in trouble. Always. In America, in the Philippines, you've always been in trouble. Deny that you owe child support? Are you kidding me? We've seen documents that said you do. And I got news for you. I know as a fact, F-A-C-T, that there will be a felony arrest warrant on you once you hit America. So the saga and the drama is not over. You're on a fucking merry-go-round ride where the fucking motor went fucking Kazuki, and the operator can't fucking turn off that motor unless it runs out of fucking gas. And the fucking carousel just speeds up and speeds up and speeds up. No chance of fucking stopping for you to get off unless the gasoline runs out of that engine. This is you. It's probably a bad example actually, but what the hell? I'll use it. You don't know when to stop. Your girlfriend's gonna wake up one of these days. She will. I had a good conversation with somebody last night about Filipinas, and I couldn't agree with them more. When a Filipina, for whatever the reason is, and we don't know why, but some people, is emotionally involved with a man, this is the personality of Filipinas. They fall hard. No matter what the reason or rhyme is that they have an interest in the person, they fall hard with emotion. But guess what? When they finally wake up and see that they've been used and abused the whole time, when they've been lied to, when they realize that there's no future and all the effort that they put into visiting you, feeding you, giving you emotional, even financial support comes to an end, when they realize that I've been wasting my time, they're going to fall even more emotionally hard. They may even decide to file charges on you. That's what they do, Filipinos. They are like that. I will tell you that. Look what happened with Sheila. Okay, her case didn't go anywhere because she didn't make appearances. She was serious about it. She didn't like what you had to say about her, what you guys did in the bedroom. Taking half her money that Pennsylvania trucker allotted for Sheila to help her with her store business. And you gave half the money. You stole half the money. You are such a fucking lowlife. Motherfucker. Oh, no. Listen, keep up the videos. That works with me. That works real well with me. And you know this thing about the audio? Certain circumstances, they will allow just audio. When you started making accusations of bribery, you of all people that are actually on camera, and one of them was not on, but your voice was there and the text was there, were you saying that you were hoping that the money that Ricky and so forth used is just pay somebody off in immigration and drop all this shit? Wow, that was deep. But we have one on camera. I presented it. I had it on here. I think I'll put it on again. Do you understand what you're up against here, son? Boy? Do you understand what you're up against here? You will. Now, my attorney has to make a decision where he wants to go with this, too, because he has been personally attacked. During your show last night, I was actually in communication with him, and right away, I sent the link to your show so he could listen to it. He heard all that. He heard all that, Junior Mint. He heard all that. Boy, you were just fucking yourself up royally. I've never met a person in my life who was in such self-destruct mode. Never. Never. Keep it up, dude. Keep it up. Let's see where it goes. I may just decide to file more charges on you, motherfucker. I'm not worried about the money. That's not the issue. We'll go back to back on these cases, and you'll never go back to America. You'll never be free. I am in the driver's seat. You can call me Sir. Sir Driver. Driving Miss Daisy. What an idiot you are. What an absolute idiot you are. Push me some more. Go ahead. Where's it gotten you so far? There's a chance I can push this a little further? There's a chance that, well, no matter what happens on this first case, let's say a miracle happens and the judge dismisses it. But what if there was another case against you? Here we are, back to the drawing board, right? How long are you going to be in jail? Boy, son, I think you better start thinking about your actions. right now.